Hello, everyone, and welcome. This is Agent of Zion, and I'm bringing you another round one game. This game is between Team Facecheck and Suicidal Tower Divers. With Suicidal Tower Divers being right down here on the bottom, we have Ash, Ramus, Branson, and Nasus. And Team Facecheck rocking out with Jarvan, Gragas, Malzahar, Rumble, and Xin Zhao. And just taking a look at these team comps here, pretty solid on both sides. We're seeing more aggressiveness out of Team Facecheck here. They've got two really tanky guys, one solid AP carry, a off-tank bruiser in Rumble there, and then Xin Zhao, he can put out some hurt if he gets fed pretty well. Down bottom we got once again, Ash, Ramus, Branson, and Nasus, and that is a classic setup there. You have your hard AD carry, you have your hard AP carry, you've got a bruiser who, if allowed to farm, will start laying the hurt down pretty regularly. Your Sport and a one of the most feared tanks in the game in Ramus. Very interesting. I haven't seen a Ramus in our tournament thus far. And we will see how this goes.